And welcome back to the Crypto Hulk Show. Got a great one lined up. Another crypto just for you. Now, we went over this crypto maybe 4 months ago, 6 months. I don't know, somewhere's in there. It's called MAIV, M-A-I-V. Let's go over it here. Let me give you the page. Actually, this right here. Multi-asset. Copy and a paste. Right there. So you have the contract number and the other. Now, we're going to go over this again. There's been some additions to this cryptocurrency, and they work together with real world asset. So we went over that this morning. That real world asset Inc., that's massive. And MAIV has 3 zeros. Let's look at the price of MAIV. Okay, 3 zeros and a 9. The other day, I bought like 480,000 of these suckers for like $480. So, $500,000. And this one, we're going to go over right now. I'm going to start off the show here. My name is Crypto Hulk. I'm not a financial. We're going to get right to work on this. My name is Crypto Hulk. I'm not a financial advisor. We went over that a month ago. I went over it many times, about 4 or 5 months ago, and then we talked about it again, and then we're talking about it about 3 times. My name is Crypto Hulk. I'm not a financial advisor, not a crypto advisor, none of the above. Don't buy anything I tell you to buy. Don't sell anything I tell you to sell. I don't know anything about crypto or finances at all. Every day I get really high. Heroin, cocaine, opium. I slam heroin. Yeah, that's what you do with it. LSD, I eat that up and shit. So I do that 24/7. I've done that for 5.5 years since the day I started this program. Anything you have me tell you, whatever, is super, super fucked up. Don't listen. Okay. Now, we're going to go briefly through real world asset. Let me take a look here. These are cryptos. The real world asset and MAIV, these are ones you want to hold on for dear life, okay? So if you pump them, dump them, whatever, I don't fucking care. These, for the people that, and I got guys and gals that buy crypto, some of them just to hold. They do. Like this one guy says he puts $100 or $200 into everything that I talk about. That sounds halfway good. And he doesn't even sell them. He just wants to hold them. This right here, you can put in $250 and get $250,000 of these. This is MAIV, M-A-I-V. Now, we'll start off with MAIV because I already did the show on, I'm not going to do it again, on the the real world asset Inc. We're not going to do that one. We're just going straight into MAIV because I'm going to be limited on time, and I want to give MAIV all the time that it needs. Now, it works together with Real World Asset Inc., okay? It provides a platform. Now, there's founders. Let's go over the founders, employees, and collaborators. Now, again, they're keeping some of this quiet, okay? Here's the thing. When you have a crypto, I understand what Ripple does. When you have a crypto, you want the prices. Look, first off, you got to figure out who's your target audience. Now, with these cryptos, the way you get everybody to use them is to almost give them these cryptos. This MAIV crypto, they're giving you it. You spend $500, you're getting like 500,000 of these things, okay? It's what I try to do on this program is show you awesome cryptos that are just starting with zeros in front of them. That's fucking brilliant. That's what you want to do. Why the fuck you want to buy shit that's 5 cents, 10 cents, $5, $10? It's kind of late, right? Okay. What I like to do is show you cryptos that are super fucking cheap, that have great connections, colleges, governments, Andreessen Horowitz, all these things. That's what we like to do in this program, is get in early when these things are cheap. And then when they go to like $5 or $10, sell off 100,000 and make $500,000 or make $1 million, you know? So these are two that you want to hold on to. The ones I did today, these are awesome cryptos. Make sure you watch my AM show because it's going to blow you away. That Real World Asset Inc. crypto, oh my God. I'm holding on to that thing. Founders, advisors, and employees and collaborators. And let's find out who are all the people working on this. Mave. This leads Mave's overall strategy and vision for bridging DeFi. So what does Mave do? It bridges DeFi, which is the brand new system of trading, and TradeFi, which is the traditional financial system, which is slow, takes forever. It's only open 9 to 5 on the Eastern. See, it's like each crypto exchange, each stock exchange, in the traditional world is open. Like the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, it's probably open 9 to 5 Eastern time. The Pacific Stock Exchange is open 9 to 5 Pacific time. So if you're not available during those outside times, like you can't get help. So what crypto is going to be is every single day, 24/7. And that's what DeFi will be every single day, 24/7. Stocks, bonds, derivatives, crypto, you name it, tokenized, everything. It's going to be amazing. Okay. If you get into the right cryptos like Mave. Now, there's limited public details on a lot of the employees working for this company. A lot of times they do this on purpose because they don't want everybody to see who's involved in this. They're trying to keep it a secret, okay? Some of these projects do this. It's very common where, again, if your crypto goes up too fast, you can't get companies to buy it. They're not going to be as likely. If you tell a company, hey, all you got to do is invest $1,000 and you can get 1 million of these tokens, they'll be like, okay. Now, if you tell them each token's $10, so you got to come up with $10 million, they'll be like, whoa. So that's the incentive for these companies to kind of keep everything hush hush. That's what Mave is doing here. Now, they're involved in fintech and real estate development with an experience in international acquisitions and building scalable investment platforms. Nicholas Taggart. Nicholas is the founder and CEO. He founded Mave in 2023. Sane is the co-founder and chief operating officer. He founded and managed CAS Construction Group 2018 to present, a construction firm specializing in technologist-driven products. John Spillane, Chief Commercial Officer, he served as the head of international acquisitions at the PIK Group, PIK Group, Europe's largest housing developer, where he made $4 billion he had a portfolio of $4 billion real estate. Okay, Jonathan King. He is the director of partnerships and the head of growth. He transitioned to Microsoft, then to Coinbase Ventures as a principal, focusing on crypto investments. He brings support to trying to expand Mave. So a guy who used to run Microsoft and Coinbase customer growth and shit. He's doing the same thing here. That's pretty good. That's a good person to have on your team right there. Now, Maeve is built on the Ethereum ERC20 token with a grant from Kale, the KALE network for modular blockchain. It plans to leverage Kale for perform launch in the Q2 2025. So March, April, and May, we went over this crypto, I think right around there for the first time, March, April, or May 2025. Now, Maeve collaborates with Dominus Commercial. It's a Texas-based real estate firm for tokenizing U.S. private equity deals. They are audited. So this company is legit. Maeve, it's very interesting because it's a European company from what I understand. And they have a Texas collaboration here with real estate. They're audited by Zokyo, Zokyo. And guess what? They have they work for Layer Zero as well. Zokyo audits Layer Zero and then World Liberty. Covey, it's a crypto advising firm. Covey, Covey. They help advise Maeve on exchange. And Maeve's on different exchanges. I got mine on MetaMask. Now, the Maeve token is utility, focused on subscription, staking, governance, and rewards. And it sounds pretty good. Now, they originally had 10 billion tokens. They burned up 3 billion in November 2025. Last month, they burned up 3 billion. And the security audit, Zokyo, they monitored the burning of the tokens. Now we're backing up. In June 2025, that's where Covey comes in to advise them. March 2025 is when Kale network to build private equity platform partnership with Dominus Commercial Real Estate. So that's where the real estate starts coming in around May 2025. So not too long ago, 6 months ago. Now it's a tiny little company. Now, what they started, something very interesting. Let me look here. Maeve bridges decentralized with TradeFi. The platform focuses on real-world use case, allows users to invest in tokenized commercial deals such as fractionalized real estate development projects, infrastructure financing, commercial lending, and refinancing opportunities. These investments in Maeve are backed with real-world assets, okay? They have yield programs here where you can earn 20% back per annum. They have features like profit sharing and lower borrowing costs for businesses. Now, the token, here's what's interesting. I've got over 400,000 of these tokens. It takes 200,000 Maeve to lock. You get advanced to lock in at a tier to stake. Well, there's memberships. The advanced membership is 2 million and the unlimited membership is 10 million. You get multipliers on your rewards and investments. You have portfolio access, launchpad participation. It's designed for sustainable, high yield exposure regardless of market conditions, targeting both retail investors, that's people like you and me, and institutions to raise, convert, or transfer funds efficiently. The company has handled $5 billion in successful projects, and it has European Union regulatory compliance, and it's MiCA approved. So this thing is good to go. It's already registered with the government. It's getting audited. It's good to go. Now, what's interesting here is Maeve, it says it was founded here in October 2022. The guy who started it was educated at Queen's University, Belfast. And it's based in Berlin, Germany. That's where Ripple's first bank was, in Germany. I'm just kind of cherry picking this article here. Now, October, this is where we're going to get to in a minute. They have something called Flow. We're not going to get into it right now. Right after this, Maeve, then we're going to talk about Maeve when they made Flow. That is something, that's a force to be reckoned with. They launched in October something called Flow. It's a Maeve on-chain payment tool for Base, enabling seamless fund flows for developers and institutions. This is going to be massive right there. We're going to get back to that. There's no red flags or anything at all. Everything's transparent according to Grok. Grok says Maeve is EU registered and MiCA compliant, ensuring regulatory alignment for tokenized assets. Maeve serves as a utility token with the Maeve Finance ecosystem, enabling access to tokenized private equity and commercial finance opportunities that were traditionally reserved for institutional investors. So what I love about this and the other token we talked about this morning is this one gets people like you and me into traditional institutional type investing. It gives you access to what rich people used to have. The platform, Maeve, tokenizes financial agreements, and then they're tied to real-world assets like real estate developments, infrastructure, commercial lending, and it allows people like you and me to have fractional ownership and profit sharing. I like that. Users may stake, or you can lock up your Maeve to unlock a tiered membership. Again, entry level is 200,000. You get up to 2,000 investment cap. I don't understand what some of this stuff is, so I'm not a subject matter expert in Maeve. I'm just reading off the info that I find. If you put in $200,000, you get up to $2,000 investment cap and a 1.25x staking multiplier. If you're an advanced person with 2 million or more of these cryptos, that would be about a $2,000 investment. Yeah. But if you put in $2,000, you can get 2 million of these tokens right now, and then you'd have a $10,000 cap for investment, and then a 1.5x multiplier. If you have an unlimited membership, that means you have 10 million of these tokens. You have unlimited cap, I guess, for investments, and a 2x multiplier, staking multiplier. This grants entry to secure yields of up to from 10 to 20% APY. These are vetted deals backed by physical assets like land, liens, and asset during development. Now they have something called Flow, and it launched in October on Base. It facilitates on-chain payments, cross-border fund transfers, and local currency on and off ramps for builders, institutions, and it's supporting seamless fiat to crypto conversions. Mave holders vote on platform decisions, stake for rewards, and participate in launch pads. That's what we like, launch pads for new real-world assets. That's totally awesome. Tokenomics include burns. You have, like they just had a burn. They have an institutional focus as well. Businesses use Mave for lower cost borrowing and financing, while investors gain exposure to global projects without minimum ticket sizes. So if you want to put in like in a project like we talked earlier, $2,000, $10,000, or unlimited, like let's say there's a new crypto and some kind of a project or a building project or something like that, and you want to get in on it. If you got the 200,000 cryptos, you can put in $2,000 to that particular project, which they make cryptos for. They're building a new apartment complex. It's a $1 billion project. You can put in $2,000, depending on what level you're in. If you're at the higher level, you can put in $10,000. And if you're at the top level, you can invest $1 million into projects. These are all brand new launchpad early projects. This is something that's interesting to me. And when this thing completely takes off, then I'm going to go to their website and look at it and stuff. We could probably do that later. But like right now, it's got 3 zeros and an 8 or 9. So it's kind of like we need like a 3 to 6 months. Now we start looking at who are they working with, and Centrifuge is one. That's massive, Centrifuge. The company's registered in Germany. Mave, M-A-I-V, is registered in Germany. Let me scroll. Okay, who are they working with? It's a small team. Zokyo does security audits for projects like Layer 0 and for Mave. Veracity, they do video infrastructure integration. They help set up airdrops. Novastro is a real-world asset FI ecosystem, Chain for Energy, Real World Asset Inc. The crypto we went over this morning, RWA, and then Inc. for Incorporated. They're the partners. Crypto, and that's massive. RWA Inc. has like 40, 50 members, big dog members. You got to watch that show. I can't get into it because I don't want to steal away from Mave, but Mave is a starting up company. It's rather small, but they got big, massive partners like Real World Asset Inc., who's connected to the most important people. So they're going to be taken care of if they get jammed up. Crypto Autos, Kale. Let's keep going. I'm cherry picking this. They're on some different exchanges. If you want to keep it all on MetaMask, that would be cool because that's how that website would get bumped. If everybody buys at different places, then you won't be able to bump the price. Let's see here. Yeah, it's just Grok keeps coming back. This thing's fully compliant. Now, let's talk about Flow. Launched quietly October 23rd, 2025. Flow by Mave is no longer just a payment tool. This is all according to Grok. I'm not reading from the Mave website. It is the single most underrated piece of infrastructure in the entire real world asset sector right now. This is what's saying here. Flow by Maeve is the single most underrated piece of infrastructure in the entire real world asset sector right now. After analyzing the smart contracts, on-chain flows, private demos, and institutional conversations that have leaked since the launch, here is the unfiltered truth according to Grok. What Flow is, it's a on-chain payments for base builders and seamless fiat ramps. So it's really tied in with Coinbase platform. Reality, it's called, confirmed by on-chain data, private institutional deck. Flow by Maeve is a MiCA compliant, that institutional settlement layer that lets funds move between traditional banks and SWIFT. So it's already hooked up with SWIFT. It's SWIFT compliant, ISO 20022. Oh, shit. With SEPA, that's a European kind of payment thing. All these, Maeve's payment system is all approved by the world, like this world government. Because SWIFT goes to all, if you're SWIFT approved, you're approved through every single government in the world. It has stablecoin rails, so it can move any kind of stablecoin all around the world. Maeve Flow has tokenized real-world asset deals in a single transaction with full know your customer, KYC, and anti-money laundering. It's baked in it, and it's audited by Zokyo. You have Fireblocks. Oh, shit. Circle and Centrifuge combined to help move this money around and protect it. Very, very awesome right there. I have a good portion of Centrifuge. I don't have Circle, but I have Fireblocks through Caleb Brown. When an institution or high net worth investor wants to fund a $5 million real estate development deal on Maeve, they wire EUR from their Deutsche Bank or Revolut bank account to Maeve. And it's licensed in the Lithuania EMI. The exact moment the wire settles, Flow automatically mints the corresponding USDC on base and injects it into the specific real-world asset pool. The investor receives a Maeve locked NFT membership plus pro rata tokens instantly. Profits, 10 to 20% yields, are paid monthly. Oh, shit. Flow automatically converts a portion to the EUR and wires it back to the original bank account. It does it all itself with smart contracts. This is amazing. This is live right now. There are 12.7 million in settled volume just since October 23rd. They're working directly with Revolut Bank, Deutsche Bank, oh, that's good, and then Bunk, B-U-N-Q, business. Maeve, now here's what Grok says. I didn't ask Grok, I want to try to clarify this. I did not ask Grok, how much is this going up? What do you do the price prediction? I didn't say a single fucking thing. Grok just comes up with this on its own. So I'm not trying to run a hype channel here. Grok says this without me prompting him. Why this makes Maeve a 50 to 100x project in 2026. I didn't prejudice this at all. Grok is saying this is a 50 to 100x project in the year 2026. You will 50 to 100 times your money. Just so I put that out there, okay? Because Grok says Mave is a first mover in regulated on-chain commercial paper for small to mid-sized enterprises. That's why it's going to 100x in 2026, is because it's the first. There's no other crypto that's tokenizing commercial paper. Now, think of Ondo. What do? They tokenize treasuries, don't they? Yes, they do. Centrifuge and Maple, all three of those, Ondo, Centrifuge, and Maple, they are tokenizing treasury bills or U.S. credit. But what is Mave working with Flow doing? They're a first mover in regulated on-chain commercial paper. There you go. Mave is doing German real estate, bridging loans and Dutch infrastructure, markets that are 10x larger in Europe. Oh, shit. Yes, this is why I like Mave and Flow. I got a good portion of Mave. I'm going to be holding on to this bitch. But the markets are 10 times bigger for commercial paper in Europe and shit, and that's why Mave is the first mover in this area right here. Every new deal that goes live on Mave brings 3 to 10 new corporate bank accounts into the Flow. Those companies then use Flow for their next financing round, equaling exponential growth. So they're using these tokens to raise money to go buy and develop land and shit like that. Basically, we are see, here's how it is. A company joins Mave. They get the Flow payment system, okay? But let's say they go somewhere else, like Bank of America or someplace like that, and they want to get a loan. That shit's going to be so much fucking money, okay? So and plus the Bank of America has to give them $250 million or a $1 billion. Maybe they want to build a casino in Las Vegas. They need $1 billion, right? Bank of America is like, oh shit, you're going to have to give us some collateral and do this and do that because the banks don't want to lose. So what does Mave do? This is fucking brilliant. It just sells tokens to people like you and me. And if you are a $200,000 or up holder, then you get like a percentage. I think it's probably around, you got like, if you have 200,000 tokens, you can then invest or stake $2,000 into this project. But if you're one of the people that have 2 million tokens, now you get to stake $10,000. You get to buy $10,000 into this like real estate project. And if that thing 100x's, do 100 times $10,000, and there you go. You just made a good chunk of change. So that's why this crypto is pretty fucking cool. So it's people like you and me that buy into this, where now they can go build that casino. They don't need to get charged a whole bunch. They don't need to put all this collateral down and shit. They can just have people like you and me raise $1 billion, and then bam, they go build that shit. And then depending on how much tokens you staked on that project, then they pay you from that. So pretty fucking cool. Flow takes about 1/2 to 0.85% on every fiat real world asset conversion. At 12.7 million euro volume in 6 weeks, they already averaged 76,000 euros for revenue in 6 weeks. If they hit $500 million in euros in 2026, that's very realistic, it says. Grok says it's realistic. That's 3 to 4 million annual revenue going straight to Mave token buybacks and burns. Oh, shit. See, this is what's up, man. I like this. They are going to close a $45 million logistics building in Poland, January 2026. They just got done financing with Mave a solar farm worth 38 million euros. Q1, it's going to open up in 2026. 2 German Mittelstand companies raising 60 million euros combined. They just did that using Mave. There are no red flags at all, according to Grok, with Mave or Flow. Price prediction based on flow traction alone. They're talking about if the flow hits 500 million euros in 2026, which is conservative. Mave would capture 2.5 million revenue and burn it and buy it back. This puts Mave at a minimum, oh shit, here we go, from 80 to $150 million market cap by the end of 2026. That would bring a 50 to 100x return. Oh shit, I think I'm going to go buy some more. I love this one. From today, purely on flow revenue, before counting the explosive growth of the real world asset investment pools themselves. Oh, see, there's different ways to make money with this, but they're just saying just the crypto alone should go up 50 to 100x, and that's Grok saying it, and I didn't ask it any question, just did that shit on its own. So don't say Crypto Hulk's trying to hype shit up. No, you just go back to sucking dick and shut the fuck up, all right? It says, in reality, they have built the European fire blocks for commercial finance, and it's already processing 8-figure volume with zero marketing. I want you also to know that too. Remember, I said this thing just started in October 23rd. So basically, November, it's been open like a month. 1 month, maybe a month and a half. They have not advertised it. I'm the only channel talking about this. This thing has just taken off. Imagine if they had the marketing machine talking about all this shit. This thing, wow, I'm just, hey, if it really does, like Grok says, 50 to 100x, oh, fuck me. So where are we at as far as time? 37 minutes. I have not even checked. Oh, shit, we got a brand new person there dropping, trying to get a membership. Well, sneaky little bastards. XRP Flea. Damn, that dude's been on the show for like ever. I think he's ready to pull the trigger. I figured I'd buy myself something before the kids spend it all. I heard that. Okay, what you want to do is go to my X, and that's at CryptoHulk19. And or contact Crypto She-Hulk. You can just do that because I got to teach the show right now. And I can't, but give a talk to her, and I'll get you hooked up. Let me get back on the show. But we will coordinate really quick here and get you going for the $500 club. I got RWA. So here's the deal. When you're buying RWA, if you buy it on MetaMask and everybody else buys it on MetaMask, guess what happens? The price just starts going up. If you buy it on Coinbase, guess what? Price won't go up. Your choice. Oh, no. Let me look through here. One woman 91. Welcome to the entry-level membership. There's no coin for flow. coins. Flow is using Mave. That's what we're talking about, the Mave token. So watch the show in the AM, which is Real World Asset Inc. Because here's the problem. Some of you guys, here's where you're just going to fail anyway. It don't even bother to buy it. Because so when you watch 5 or 10 minutes of a program, because you're trying to do all this shit, you're going to fail. So if you haven't thoroughly watched and understood my AM program and this PM one, then it doesn't make sense to buy shit, because all you're going to do is sell it anyway when something else pops up. It's kind of stupid. So I have programs that last 1 hour. If you don't have that time, don't buy shit, because what you're going to do is kind of, well, what's the name of the crypto? Then you just buy, what the fuck is that? And then next week you sell it off anyway. You just you're wasting money. Because if a crypto, I talk about dumps, oh shit. So you end up losing money. I talk to these people that they don't watch my program long enough. Some of these motherfuckers watch the 1 minute clip, buy it. They don't even know what the fuck it is. A week or two later, like, why did I buy that? And they go selling it off, and they lose 20-30% of their money. I'm like, that is so fucking stupid. I study these cryptos 1 to 2 hours before I even put them on the show. Now, I'm not going to study 100% and get a PhD in what these cryptos are or do and how they work. That would take me about 8 hours to do all that shit. I'm not going to devote that much time. But I will get a good grasp on, what does this crypto do? Who does it work with? What's the main function of it? What do we think it might be worth? And how much time? Like basic shit like that. And I hold everything. Says Chris Sharpie, the rare I sell. It's rare I sell anything. Okay, so Chris Sharp would definitely buy this morning's crypto and more than likely tonight's crypto we're talking about right now. Mave sounds very like this is going to be the trend where you get into a crypto and it's not just you interact with it. The Mave Corporation and all the collaborators involved are out there tokenizing real world assets. There's startup companies that need money that we help fund. We're like the fucking bank. You see how that works? This is like awesome. That's why I wanted to have Mave on the program. Now I talked to somebody today, yesterday, $500 member, and he's going to spend $2,000. He's getting a loan for $2,000. And, cause it's like this, a lot of these cryptos, like Hedera, it's down like 4x. It used to be like 50, 60 cents or something. This shit's now is like 14 cents or 13. That means it's ready for a 4x. A lot of these people, they're like, well, Crypto Hulk, I've been thinking about what you said about getting a loan. I said, oh, really? You only been thinking about that 6 weeks. Okay, well, maybe just think a little bit longer, and then the prices will go back up again, and then you'll be fucked. But me and him were talking about different stuff. This guy he needed my help picking out. First, it was 2 cryptos, $2,000. They ended up being about 4. I'm not going to say which ones they are, but then he asked me, what ones would you get if all you had is $2,000 and you don't have any other cryptos? I'm like, oh, so now it's different, because I thought maybe you had cryptos and you just came up on $2,000. But what if? Because we kind of brought up, what if you only have $2,000 and you want 4 cryptos? Which ones do you get? Or should you just put all in one? I'm not saying our strategy or whatever, but we worked it out for a while. Another thing, Caleb Brown said that there's been a lot of buying of crypto on the Crypto Hulk channel. I said, I'm telling you, Jim. He's like, he was kind of impressed. He's like, those are some pretty sharp buyers. And I said, here's why, Jim. You already know. These prices are so fucking cheap. Right now, you can pick up an XDC. I think it used to be 21 cents. It could 4X. So I'm telling these people, get a fucking loan, buy some shit at Caleb Brown, and then when the shit 4X's, let's say you buy $2,000 worth or $3,000, I'm just saying, don't do this, but get like XDC, right? So you get $3,000. When that 4X, you got 12 grand. You sell off the 3 to pay off your loan. You got $9,000 in crypto. That's all free. You didn't pay for shit, right? And I was telling some people that in the $500 group, I'm like, look, this is the time. And some of them, I'm not going to mention, they were able to finagle a loan or whatever they did. I don't want to say who and how much. One guy did some kind of home equity line of credit. Now, I don't do that. I don't like to mess with my home. But if you have equity in your house, $400,000 or $500,000, that must be nice. But if you do, then what's $100,000? I mean, you're not going to miss it. You know, you go to sell your house one day and you lose $100,000. So what? Let's say if crypto just completely disappears and goes to planet Uranus, and you still believe in the tooth fairy and shit. This dude pulled out $100,000. So we're on the phone talking, and at first it's like, okay, you got $20,000 in XRP. I'm not going to talk about the other stuff or whatever, but I'm like, this is fun. Like helping somebody spend $100,000. I was like, dude, this is righteous. So we kind of just talked a little bit about what options he's going to do. But it's like, then I told this brand new $500 member, look, that's how I got my crypto. I watched videos for 3 months. I watched 900 videos and then got a loan for 2.5 months worth of pay. And it took me maybe 15 months to pay it off. I don't care if I had interest rates. That doesn't matter because now my crypto is 10x, is worth 10x. When I bought it in May of 2020, let's say I spent $8,000. I now have $80,000. Do I worry about spending $1,500 in interest 5 years ago? I don't fucking care about that shit. That is so fucking stupid. These other crypto influencers are like, oh, I'm dollar cost averaging. Now, they're dollar cost averaging now, buying XRP at $2. And I'm just like, are you fucking high? I bought all my shit from 15 cents to 28. And I spent thousands and thousands on a loan. It took me 15 months to pay it off. Best fucking decision I ever made. Now I got, I'm not going to tell you how much, like 80 grand worth of XRP. It's way more than that. But I got 80 grand and probably cost me $8,000. Throw in some interest, maybe $9,000 to make me $9,000 made me 80,000. Do I fucking care about interest? See, that's what I'm telling you. So I'm talking to some of these $500 people, and one dude just busts a move and says, fuck it. You're right. If XDC goes back, well, when XDC goes back to 20 cents, I just 4X, I got $400,000. Now I pay off my loan of 100. And I'm like, how much do you got in crypto? He's all, Cryptoholic, I got like $300,000 for free. There you go. And he's like, dude, I don't know why I didn't think of that earlier. That's what some of the people that took loans said. I don't know why I didn't think of that earlier. I'm like, well, that's what Cryptoholic's here for, man, to help you out. So that's, I mean, this one guy, I mean, that's a gutsy move. Like, I don't touch my house money, the money that's in my house. But I'll tell you what, if you got 400,000 tied up in a house, then fuck it. 100 grand. I mean, 100 grand can make you 400 grand in the next 6 months. If we go right back to where we were, like nothing big, I'm not saying go back higher than what we were. Let's just go back to where we were. And XDC is 20 cents. That dude just made $300,000 profit clear. He just cleared $300,000. And I'm like, whoa. Now he's got $300,000, let's say XRP, for free. Didn't have to fucking pay for it. Now that's when I started talking to these $500 members, and they're like, you know what, dude? I'm like, what? You got some of the richer guys I talked to, right? They got, 700,000 sitting in cash in a vault in the floor of their house. I'm like, how much money is that making you? You're actually losing, aren't you? And then he's like, so what should I do? I'm like, well, then, I mean, put some of that shit in crypto, man. You know, or buy gold, for crying out. Gold's going to double. Gold's going to be at 10, 15, 20,000 bucks. You know, it's just like that. So these are just people that we just I talk to and kick ideas around and stuff. And the one dude said, I got 400,000 sitting in my house, not making me any money. I said, and they started thinking, I think I might just get a loan, home equity shit. And I'm like, okay. I said, do you see the price of the crypto going down? Do you see less use case over the past year you've been watching my show? Or do you see massive use case getting set up? What do you see? He's like, well, duh, Crypto Hulk. He's like, I'm not talking about the same guy, this other guy. I'm like, 'cause I was talking to him today on the phone. He's like, well, every fucking show you go over, there's like massive news coming out. I said, okay. So do you see the crypto world expanding in the future, or are we at the tail end and crypto is going to disappear? He's like, well, that's a stupid question. I said, exactly. So if you make an investment and you pull out 100 grand, it's very likely in 6 months, we just need to go back to where we were, not higher before, just right back to where we were before. And I'm like, you'll have $400,000. And he's like, so then you just sell off 100, pay off that loan. Now you got 300,000 in cash. There you go. And that's just getting back to where we were at. Not even going higher. Just go back, rewind the clock 6 months ago, whatever it was, with XDC was 20 cents. Just do that, and then there you go. So now imagine if this thing goes 10x, 20x. Oh, shit, dude, you have like a couple $1 million or something like that. All righty then. Let me check some comments here. Let me check. Let me look at the next article. That's real world asset. The Extend. Oh, this one's kind of interesting. I don't know if okay, so what we got this morning, we talked about real world asset, RWA Inc. It's a crypto, and they're a member of this Ascend Accelerator program. So we know that Real World Asset Inc. is working with Maeve. It's one of their customers. Now, Maeve gets the luxury of getting all the help and connections it needs. If it needs anything, it's got Real World Asset Inc. Now, Real World Asset Inc. is mixed up with something called Ascend Accelerator. This is a big deal. Now, who's working with Ascend Accelerator? Plume. That's a crypto project, Plume. It's going to be massive. You've got, I'm just going to name the names who are in this accelerator program. Plume has teammates. One of them is, let's see, AXE Labs, Canary Labs, Paimon, oh God, Paimon, DSyn Lab, Gliderfy, Tradable. Then we get into Anchorage Digital. That's like the only bank in the country that's digital. The OCC told them you could do all that. Centrifuge is tied up in the accelerator program. OKX Ventures, Morpho, Galaxy. These are all the crypto from this morning, this Ascend program. They're in. Ondo's mixed up in that. So that's where the Maeve Maeve's already allowed to use Swift system and all that. So they're already tied in. They're already registered. What the Ascend program does is allows Real World Asset Inc. to do what it does. And since they're a partner of Maeve then wouldn't be too long before Maeve kind of hooks up with them as well. Okay, so that's very good, solid connections. And that's why Maeve is small. It's got 3 zeros and a 9 or something. So you can buy really $500 and get you 500,000 of them. And that is, if you want to know more about the Ascend program and Plume and stuff, here's the website, just so you can look through it, because that's, Maeve has a partnership with Real World Asset Inc., and that's a good company they got the solid connection with the Ascend right there. Let me see here. I think that's done. The Ascend, Real World, and we got 5 minutes. I'm going to do this one fast. Did we go over the Philippine one yesterday? Project Bayani? Thought we did. Does anybody remember that yesterday, or Project Bayani? I'm gonna bust through this fast. So if I did it, we're doing it again. I just go through so many cryptos, and I got so many people on the phone, and I can't remember what cryptos we've done. Then after this show, what do? Dig deep and try to find more. I mean, the shit just never ends. So I can't really keep track of all the shit, all these cryptos and stuff. I deal with probably 50 different ones in a day. Okay, this is the Philippines. I think we did this one. This one is Philippine Digital Asset Exchange. So this is very interesting. It's a crypto exchange, and they're looking at tokenizing in the Philippines. They want to have about $60 billion tokenized. The Philippines has a $60 billion opportunity in asset tokenization. I want you to hear. Look, every fucking day. A year ago, I didn't hear anything about tokenization at all. And people would say, Crypto Hulk, what about this? Or what about this certain date? Look, I don't care about dates and times. It's just when you see global crypto regulation and you see global asset tokenization all over the world kind of starting, that's when we're getting close, all right? Chris Sharpie. What does Chris Sharpie have to say here? Sitting here thinking about it, and I wouldn't have known about 90% of my portfolio without the Hulk education. Thank you, sir. Well, I do my best, Chris, to deep dive. It takes a lot of time. I got a couple people that intermittently kind of help me here and there if I get jammed up. But I've been on a journey for 5.5 years to help people find crypto and be rich. Like, that's literally my fucking goal. I take pride in it. I like finding, like, cryptos today, the 2 cryptos today, gems, absolute gems to hold on to. I don't know when that day happens, but one of these days we're rich. That's why we're here. We're speculating. Some of these projects won't make it. That's just how it is. So don't just buy one crypto. That'd be the dumbest shit you could ever do, is just buy one crypto. Okay. I'm not gonna be able to do that article. Fuck it. I'll just give you got the article. It's what I'm gonna do is just summarize it, because I can't do it. I can't do it right. It's gonna take me 10 minutes to do this shit right. And I really wanted to fuck it. I'll keep it on here. Maybe do it tomorrow, because this is big. This is big for the Philippines, and I don't want to shortchange the Filipinos. I got people all around the world. Oh, I'll tell you what. I might be going to the Philippines again. I went there back in 2019 to the Philippines. I might be going again for 1 to 2 months. And what I'm probably going to, I don't know. Well, we'll see. I'm not sure. I might even go to Thailand. If I do, Stu Lavelle, keep a lookout. Cryptoholics going to Thailand. I'm working on something now, and I'd like to be able to spend some time in Asia to see how crypto is used there on a daily basis. Maybe get interviews with bank managers and shit like that. Stu Lavelle says, Chris Sharp, you were sent here. Freaky, huh? Sometimes people are allowed to bump into this channel and they're like, what the fuck? They hide my channel as best as they can. But I'm gonna look into the possibility of spending maybe 6 weeks in. I'd like to hit up definitely Thailand and the Philippines, and broadcast maybe one show a day from there. I'll go into the community. I mean, I'll check crypto news and shit, but I'll also try to get interviews with banks in China. Banks in the Philippines and Thailand, or payment centers or whatever it might be, and ask them questions. So Stu Lavelle says, I'm there. Xmas, New Year's Eve to late January. Pattaya is booked. Yeah, I don't know. Like, if I went, it would be January, February, or March, somewhere in there. I don't quite know. So that's a possibility. I'm working on stuff. I might have an opportunity to live there for a couple months, possibly. And it's something I'm working on for business. So some things are meant to be. I haven't missed a show yet. So the Philippines was one where I'll try to keep this one sitting right here. I'll try to work on it tomorrow. I mean, it's already done. But I've got to go over this because this is massive what we're seeing. We're going to see how the Philippines is starting. Remember, you've got Ripple all in the Philippines, all through Thailand, all that shit, okay? I told you, early Ripple, like Ripple China, Ripple Indonesia, Ripple Russia, Ripple Turkey, and this and that. You're going to have these companies rise first. These countries, these banks, United States won't be first. We're going to be last. In my opinion, we're going to get everybody hooked up, all the slow pokes, all the poor countries. In the Philippines, half the people don't even have bank accounts. So I need to go over the Philippines tomorrow because that's fundamental news. It's very important. This is massive. This is where crypto will shine. When you get all these people that don't have bank accounts and this and that, now you're able to send money and that's what we need to go over. We'll do that tomorrow. That'll be I got the deep dive already lined up too. Yeah, it took me a lot of work to get this set up. China's involved in this. I'm just letting you know. MasterCard's all up in this with the Chinese and Ripple and shit in the Philippines. So, and I'm going to show you who the players are in the Philippines and how are they getting all this done in that poor, broke, destitute country called the Philippines. And I think that'll be it. So I'm going to work on my show, and the XRP flea guy, get in touch with me, and I'll talk to all you guys. I'll see you all tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Let me get to work and look for what is interesting tomorrow, 7 a.m.